Hello, hello. Are we live? Looks like we're live. Welcome back to Advent of Syntran 2024, Day 8. It's December 7th, but it's about to be December 8th. So this puzzle should unlock in about 2.5 minutes. Just gonna hang out until then. I did better than yesterday. Yesterday I joined or started streaming 10 minutes before it unlocked. That was definitely overkill. But I feel nervous starting like 1 minute because what if something's wrong with my stream? What if my mic doesn't work? Or, I forgot to start the chat bot or something. Pretty sure the chat is working. Test, test. There it is. I'm watching my own stream on a separate computer. My laptop here really can't handle recording and watching the same stream all over Wi-Fi. It just doesn't really have the bandwidth. Even right now, the bit rate isn't great, but I think it works well enough, as long as I don't watch the stream on this computer. A little over a minute to go. Got my auto downloader ready to run and my text editor ready to edit. All I have to do is hit enter. Less than a minute. I messed with day 7 a little bit after the stream, and I thought, like, it runs. I didn't really look at the answer closely. I actually broke it in this commit. And then I fixed it again in this commit. I put a break in the wrong place in the base 3 converter. And it was close, but it wasn't quite correct. Like, it chopped off the last digit. Or truncated the last digit. Alright, it's just about that time. Download. Here's the input. Let's get the test input. Looks like another grid problem. by 12, I think. Let me make sure I got all of that. 4 zeros and 3 A's. 4 zeros, 3 A's, and then 2 lines of all dots at the bottom. Alright, so what the hell is this? You have antennas. I guess those are the A's. Lowercase, uppercase, or digit. So it's any alphanumeric character. All right, we have all kinds of alphanumeric characters there. And dots. No other special characters, though. Antennas and antinodes. Twice. Okay, so we have to find pairs of the same letter. So any 2, 3, 6. 2 are off map, but we have 4 antinodes. Okay. Okay. So basically, to find an antinode, you look at a pair of antennas, and then whatever the difference is, like from this A to that A, you look in the opposite direction. And then that's guaranteed to be twice as far away from this A as that A, and then you do the same thing going in the other direction. And when you have several, then you have to look at like every permutation of two antennas of the same frequency. Okay. I think I understand the problem. We might be in for a bit of a long one tonight. I don't think I'm going to do this as fast as yesterday, and who knows what's coming in part two. I might try to move fast and not talk too much. So we have 4 letter A's. We have 4 big A's. Might just have 4. Yeah, I think we have 4 of everything. So that should echo the input. Okay. All right. So they're always alphanumeric. That helps us iterate over things. Can only be A through Z, and 0 through 9. This is my template. I think I have to load the whole grid. G is the grid. Why not? 4 letters isn't that hard to type. I think it's just going to be characters. That did not work at all. Len. That really messed up everything. I think it closed and reopened the file. Is this correct? Seems to be not transposed. Okay, now we iterate. Weird. Util. So I know I have digit chars. I want to make a list of all possible digit chars or alphanumeric chars. All right. Like an efficient way to build a map. Does that work? No. I think this just doesn't work for strings. Yeah. What's in the test input? A. So let's test A. This is going to be our main loop, and in the end we're going to iterate over every possible alphanumeric character. But for now, let's just test A. First, I want to build a map. I don't know what I'm doing. Two by cap. That should be the locations of all the A's, and there should be 3 of them. Cast one of these down. Okay, 3, and then the rest are zeros. One of these is 8, 8. Seems legit. Now I'm going to want to iterate through pairs of these. So up to all of them. Actually, we can start at 1. And then for the other antenna, it's going to be 0 up to I. We're going to have 2 different locations. May not really need a delimiter there. It's just going to be brackets back to back. That didn't work. Okay, pairs of antenna locations, pairs of unique antenna pairs. So you don't have them in the opposite order, you just have one pair for each unique pair. And then we're going to find the antinodes and mark them in a Boolean array. Yeah. False nx by ny. might not be so bad. So is it going to be Li minus D? And then Lj plus D? Those should not collide with either of those. Okay. Seems legit. And these can be on top of other antennas of the same type or other types. I'm pretty sure they said that's allowed. And then we're going to push, or we're going to mark all of these in the is anti-node. Anti-0, anti-1, true. And if they overlap, it still just gets counted once because they want to know how many unique locations are anti-nodes. And then do that again. Is that it? Well, we only did A. Oh, and that did not work. Oh. No, that's really crashing. Oh, yeah, some of these might go out of bounds. So there has to be a bounds check. Anti-0. NX. And similar for Y, bounds check. Hope I got that right. Just copying and pasting that twice. It should be a function, but I think it's faster to not make a function. 5. Should only be 4. God damn it. 2 of them are off the right side of the map. No, this is some other random example. This is not the example input. Okay, so ignore that. And let's iterate through all of the alphanumeric characters. I don't know if this is going to be fast enough. It might be kind of brute force. Okay, so these are terrible variable names. They're all so similar. So that's going to add it's alnums. $15, $14. What the fuck? I have 1 extra. I think I have to print the map. kind of hard to look at. Drag if I click in just the right place. 2 in the top row, 1 in this row. I missed one here. This is in the right place. This is in the right place. How did I just miss 1? I have 0 in my alpha nums. And I have A. It's like in the middle of the map, too. It's not close to being out of bounds. This one, How did I get so many right and yet so many wrong? Do I have to reread the rules? Oh, come on, man. In line with... They have to be in line. That's good. I kind of just assumed that. What am I missing? I think I'm good with that. Well, hold on. I'm kind of like breaking things by mutating the grid. 12. Yeah, my answer went down to 12 because I changed things. So I need like a second grid. Okay, so that fixed a lot of things. So now what am I missing? Which one? Like I added one. So this is initialized to false. So it's not like it's leaking through from iteration to iteration. Two in the top row, 1 in the second row, 2 there, 1 there, 1 there. There's 1 on top of that A, apparently. Oh, so we're not supposed to count that? God damn it, dude. God damn it. They said they can happen on top of an antenna, but now they're at the, like in the very last sentence, they say that doesn't count. Okay. Okay, 14. Now how slow is this going to be? That's annoying, man. That was super fast. Way faster than I expected. Are you kidding me? Within the bounds of the map. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't trust my own counting. Are there actually 13 hashes in there? Like, what the fuck is going on? So that adds to 1? Okay, so that last rule that I added was wrong. But then I'm still off by 1 in the other direction. There are 13 here. And then there are 13. The topmost A. Topmost A. So that's the 14th one. Then I replaced that one with a hash, but apparently I added something else. Okay, I can't look at this with all the comma delimiters. Delete. Delete. I got 14. Oh no, I need to accumulate this. I shouldn't reset on every iteration. Need to set it once outside of the loop. Okay. It's really just equals, not plus equals. Doesn't matter. If you start with 0, equals is the same as plus equals. Okay, 14. I've got a good feeling about this now. I don't even remember what I said the first time. There we go. How bad is this going to be? Are we counting off the map too? Any grid exactly in line. Okay, so we have to like find the greatest. We have to reduce this fraction, then mark everything along the line. It doesn't really sound that much worse. Slightly tricky, maybe. Okay. Let's go back to the test input. Let's copy and paste part 1. So this difference, it's kind of like a slope, and we want to reduce that by simplifying the fraction. And that has to find the greatest common denominator. So we need a GCD algorithm. Do I have that? Great, I have GCD in my utils. Only 64-bit? Make that work, or I can copy and paste. I did that last year, apparently. I thought I did. Let me clean up. Is this part 2? Clean up some of this junk from when I was struggling to understand the rules about unique locations. I mean, it's really on me. It's not that I misunderstood the puzzle input. I just set that Boolean array in the wrong place. Should have been done outside the loop from the beginning. Okay, so this is like a big fraction, or non-reduced. And then we're just going to divide both parts of the fraction by the GCD. I think I have to cast, unfortunately. Or I could just make a GCD 32. I think I'm going to do that. So this is not going to run. Let's just make a 32-bit version. Easy. Okay, -1, that reduces to 1, 1. Going up and to the right, it's the same line as going down and to the left. Ignore the camera reflection. So a lot of these are like already reduced. Or am I just seeing things? Where do I want to print? Just need a delimiter to be able to read my logs. 2, 3, like a lot of these are already reduced. Are there any that aren't reduced? Not in the test input, but probably in the real input. So you really have to be careful about this. Now we're basically going to iterate by this distance from both antennas. Maybe you can do just one. Yeah, you could do just one, because that's guaranteed to hit everything in line with the other antenna too. And we're going to iterate in the negative direction and in the positive direction towards both edges of the map. Yeah. And we're going to have a little copying and pasting again. And on the antennas are also antinodes now. So this doesn't seem too bad. So we're going to initialize the antinode to Li, one of the antennas, location of antenna I. And then, while true, I'm just going to comment out a lot of this stuff. But we're going to mark the antinodes in the same way, so I want to have it there so I can see it. So commented too soon because I'm just going to uncomment that immediately. So that marks the location of antenna I on the antenna, and then we're going to update by the slope, and then mark the next location, and eventually do a bounds check. Anti plus equals the slope D. Then we have to do a bounds check. And that's where we break out of the loop. Not. Don't need an extra parenthesis there, but I need one there. Okay. If we're not in bounds, we're out of bounds, and then we break. And then we have to mark them in the other direction. So I want to not redeclare that. This is duplicate. We already did Li, but the difference is we're going to go in the other direction because you have to go up and to the left and down and to the right. So that's the purpose of this second thing. And I think that's it. 34. Really not bad. And I don't think this is going to be too slow because part 1 was fast enough. Not bad, 36 minutes. Part 1 took me longer than yesterday. Just like doing all the alphanumerics. And like some of that was brute force. I thought I might have to like map these locations ahead of time. But when I'm looking for a certain, well, I build the list of alphanumeric characters. And then when I'm looking for a location that contains that alphanumeric character, like character ant, I just loop through the entire grid and add that to my list of locations. Is there any way you can do that better? Well, it's only like 62. 26 times 2 plus 10. That's all the alphanumeric characters. There's 62 of them. So you just have to iterate through the whole grid 62 times. And that's not that bad, it turns out. The grid's only 50 by 50. I expected it to be bigger. Even if it was like 200 by 200, it still wouldn't be bad to iterate over that 60 times. Yeah, that's it. Not a bad day. I was getting really concerned because I'm being risky by staying up until midnight and doing these. This is very risky for my sleep schedule. If I see a problem that I can't figure out, even if I call it quits after 30 minutes, it's going to keep me up. Not all night, but it's really going to disrupt my sleep. So glad we got one that wasn't impossible here. I think I have to clean up logging, and then I'll remember to make a commit on stream here today. And then I'll find somebody to raid, because I do want to keep it short. I do want to go to bed at some point. I'm on the East Coast here. It's not a good time zone to be in. I bet that GCD thing tripped up a lot of people, that they might not realize they might have to reduce the fraction. Maybe you don't. Maybe they never give you a non-reduced fraction. 398 and 1333. Is that what I submitted? 398, 1333. I'll put that in like a comment later, but I just want to get on with this. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? I have no idea what that is. Is that an actual file name? I think something like... I think one of the times that it crashed, it just did something totally out of pocket and like invented a file. But I have no idea what's there. Oh, LS... Okay, there... A literal file. I have no idea how that happened. Okay. AOC day 8. Confirm that that pushes. There's a commit. There's our code. Cool. Let's find somebody to raid. Hopefully there are other people streaming this tonight. All right, bad cop's still on. She solve it yet?
The M is bounded by the words of the problem.
Where's my sound? I think I have sound going to a monitor that's not attached to this computer.
Can be a frequency.
So you're limited to like 100 frequencies or something?
All right, I'm gonna get a raid going. She got
62
part 1, looks like. Maybe she's done.
But you could.
She's on part 2.
You could like change that and then have it scale the number, but then you're still bounded by the size of the grid. The worst case scenario.
All right, thanks everybody who tuned in.
You have a grid of
really appreciate it. I will catch you next time.
The runtime on that would be pretty miserable.
Bye.
Hey, thank you for the raid. I just finished. Did you also finish? Let's undo our changes to part 1 here. There we go. Good timing. Look at this. Only 67 milliseconds to run. Insane. Did I have to reduce fractions? No? Did you have to reduce fractions? No, but I did just be insane. What do you mean? What do you have to reduce fractions for? Where do you get fractions? Good call. You shouldn't have fractions in this problem. There's no fractions. At no point are we doing division. I don't have a single division in here. There's a slope. What if there's a common denominator? There's not a slope. There's a dx dy, which is a slope. But you don't need to use it as a slope because you're moving at intervals of 1. It's not actually a slope. It's a vector. Why? There's no syntax highlighting here, so I can't read it. I'm sorry. Please get syntran syntax highlighting on GitHub and then we'll talk. Just pretend it's Rust? Okay. Let's see. You have a borrow checker bug here. You borrowed this twice. Can't compile. What are these weird comments? Why doesn't it use the hashtag to comment stuff out? It's confusing. Oh, anti is good. I should have used anti instead of anti-node. Oh, but you did anti-node here. Hashtag is for macros. What is this? C? Can you, like, clean up your mess? Like, you just leave 20 lines of commented out code in the middle of the program? I still don't understand why you need to